In a recent refocusing of its activities, SIX, the market infrastructure provider for Switzerland, merged all of its payments activities under one umbrella, banking services. Here to tell us more about it are Boris Brunner, Head of Partner Management, and Dejan Juric, Head of Connectivity. Boris, hi. First question for you is banking services. What was the thinking behind it?
So far we were mainly focused on processing payments, debit transactions, electronic bill, ATM, and we felt that that's much more like on silos, and we were not that much into an end-to-end business. We didn't understand the clients from that perspective, and we said we have to change that, bring that closer together in order to really understand the client better and give them better solutions.
Okay, so I understand the thinking behind banking services, but what does it cover? What fits underneath it?
It covers, we call them ecosystems. Okay. We cover the cash supply side. Mm-hmm. It covers the payment and billing side. Also, it covers the access to account instant payment side, and it also covers the connectivity.
Okay, and which of these areas would you say you're innovating the most?
Well, at this point, I would say it was mainly the payments, instant payments, and also the connectivity side up to come.
So, picking up on your comment about instant payments, where exactly are you going to find the opportunities to be competitive in this space?
Yeah, 2 years ago, a new solution was introduced in Switzerland called Twint, and that instant payment side actually picked up very well. It gave the opportunity to the clients for a peer-to-peer transaction, for a point-of-sale transaction, and also e-commerce transaction, picking up very well, and is also very well known in the Swiss market. If you compare that to the big techs, for instance, and also from the transaction side, it's picking up very well.
And what is the status now? What's the picture now?
We focus, in first hand, we focus on Switzerland, but there are also some plans to go beyond that.
A few years ago, you announced that the rollout of ISO 222-based standards, probably making you one of the first payments infrastructures in the world to actually implement it. What was the reasoning?
One of the points we started with is actually the refurbishing on the market infrastructure side, but it doesn't stop there. ISO 222 puts you in the position to really combine the needs from the client side through the banks, through the market infrastructure. So it supports from that side, it supports digitization because you have all the process through the whole areas, and it also gives more efficiency to all the different parties.
Picking up on what you've just talked about the different elements joining together and connecting, I'd like to actually ask Dejan a couple of questions about connectivity. Dan, you're working on a project apparently that will make the lives of customers a lot easier. What exactly does that entail?
So with recent developments in what we can do with APIs, I mean APIs are not something new in the banking sector.
API being application
programming interfaces, okay. Exactly. They're not something new, it just it has changed how they can be accessed, how they can be published, and how, I wouldn't really say open, but how simple it is to actually provide and use them. And what we're working on is we are effectively going to our stakeholders, to banks, but also to software providers that already have some integrations with the banks, because that's already business reality. There are integrations in the market, and we are trying to understand how we can actually solve the problem of point-to-point connections with a central infrastructure where we provide standardized interfaces.
So if I understand you correctly, you're building a hub that allows clients to intra-communicate. Am I correct in that assumption? Or,
yes.
Right, where we would operate that hub for them.
Exactly.
And an API would allow them to have a single window access to a number of different services. Is that effectively?
Yes, that's effectively the case. We are building, we can call it a hub, a central infrastructure, and the big benefit of that is that we are standardizing this interface. So you do not have to implement a different interface to different banks. There is one standard. You will implement it once and it will work with every bank that participates, of course. And also it will be an agreed upon standard where everyone has contributed and actually was able to influence it as well.
Okay. And what's your process? I mean, what's your timeline for deliverables, and what exactly will you be delivering in the first instance?
Yes, so our timeline is we have a first milestone in the second quarter of 2019, where we want to launch with a simplified, we call it a minimum viable product, an MVP solution, where we're offering relatively basic, I would say, an access to bank account information service plus a payment instruction submission service offered targeted towards software providers that have corporate customers as their clients.
And this is effectively then a model that we could port to any other geographic, location, or infrastructural solution. This is something that other countries could actually learn from or use if we get it right. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, I would say so. I mean, if we are successful, and of course we hope so, but if we achieve this, then I believe we will have a unique special value proposition in actually having one standard that will hopefully work with all the banks in Switzerland. And it could very well work in other countries as well, like that.
Okay, thank you very much. Boris, in a few months you're heading off to Sydney for Sibos. What are the top 3 things you want to achieve there?
Well, first of all, it's always a good opportunity because at Sibos you can meet clients, partners, fintechs, you name it. And for us, it's of course to exchange views. We heard before that is about open banking, for instance. We want to meet, of course, with our clients and also talk to partners in order to probably get new partners. So we are looking forward to that and meeting all there.
Thank you both very much.